Welcome, fight fans, to the Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast. Your Fight Talk Authority. Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard ORTIZ.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole ESCOVEDO. Streaming live and worldwide. Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
What's up, guys? How we doing? Fresno and those listening, guys. We're running solo today, guys. Rich had a surgery he needed to take care of. He's in post. Don't worry, guys. He's all good. It's recovery. So we wish him speedy recovery on that one, guys. So hopefully next Tuesday he'll be back for the Kick-Ass Radio Show. You guys will have him back for that one. So, Rich, get well better. We appreciate your time. Rest. He's one of those guys that just never rests. He's always doing something. So the guy's got to rest. You got to rest, man. You got to heal up. Other than that, guys, so it's just going to be me. Today we got our guest. She's going to be a call-in. It's Zoila's sister, Stephanie Frausto, Combate America's fighter. I'm not sure if she's fully contract, but we'll get into that with them and see what the deal is going to be on that for her future. See if maybe she's going to be on that, maybe try to get onto Stockton or maybe that February card. Yeah, February is going to be the next time they come back to Save Mars. We'll try to get on that. What else we got going? Oh, we got the Alberto Rios. That fight with Ortiz went on this weekend. Anybody catch that? That was like a first round. That was over fast. Like, that was over super fast. I don't know. We were talking about that earlier as far as like, yep. Like, I get it's entertainment and stuff. Like, I get that. It's entertainment. But there's like, we were talking about, like, did anyone actually, like, really think he was going to win that fight? Like, I'm sure maybe they did, but.
But it was working out hard, though.
No, get me wrong. I'm sure he took it 100% serious. I'm sure he went in it with the intent to win. He's been out for so long and, inactive competitively for so long that gets risky. You know what I mean? Especially when you're fighting a guy that stayed, kind of as current as possible as you can, given that he's been kind of having to bounce around for a couple different organizations. But, what else came out of this weekend? Overeem's lip. Holy shit. Dude. Oh my God. That bro, his lip just exploded. Like, when people ask me why I don't fight anymore, like, I just want to carry around that picture in my pocket and just like pull it out and show it to them and be like, that's fucking why right there. Just show them a picture of Overeem's face and just be like, that's why I don't fight anymore, you insane guys. But dude, I don't know what did that. And he had like 4 seconds left in the fight too. Dude, that's a bad beat, bro. Like, that's just a bad beat. Like, he was going to win that fight. He was going to win that fight by a decision. But that just last flurry, that happens, bro. And just, that's so bad. Dude, his lip was so bad. That's like when those dudes get split open really bad above their head, and it's just, you can see the skull. It's just like peeled back a little bit.
What's the Rocky one?
Some shit like that. Scene? Or like, I think like Chet Congo had it really bad one time or something. Had to just split open, bro. Like, you could just see skull. Like, it was not even like tissue and torn and bloody. It was just peel that bitch open, and that was just white, like skull. So that was Overeem's lip. That thing practically exploded in front of everybody. And then we got this weekend's UFC fights that we got looking up that we can look forward to, right? We got UFC this weekend, and you said we got Combate up in Stockton, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the weigh-in is tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right, because it's already Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the fights are going to be on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not this weekend, guys. It's Friday up in Stockton is the next Combate show. So if you live in the area or you're within like 30, 45-minute drive, it's like Fresno driving to the Palace, guys. It's no different. If you haven't seen one of their shows live in person yet, check those guys out. Combate Americas, go to the website, find out when the card starts. Probably it'll start around like 7 or something. So I would check that out. And I think that is... Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
What up, Steph?
Uh-oh, we got somebody in.
Yeah, how are we doing? So we got you on. We're already live, so we got you on speaker right now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we got her on. So okay, guys. So this is Stephanie Frausto, fresh off her Combate Americas win. That was what they have, triangle choke for you on that one?
Well, I had her in a triangle, but it was up from strikes.
Was it ref stop by strikes then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. So we were talking backstage. You had to go for it a couple times. I saw you slap it on once. She managed to kind of get her way out, and then I saw you kind of start going high guard on her. And I even said it backstage. I was like, oh, dude, she's setting the high guard up. She's going to try for it again. Was that just something like we were talking about that you had planned for, or you were just anticipating her ground game being easier?
Well, originally, I was training for her to get me in that position, so I was training that position and to understand it for defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up doing it to her.
Yeah, I ended up doing the exact opposite. So, I mean, it was giving you a perspective, just not the perspective you had trained for, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that happens sometimes. You train for one thing and it ends up being like the exact opposite, and you just gotta roll with it. But no, you made the best of it. You were picking your shots. You were kind of dictating. The only thing I saw that I wanted to ask you about after we saw you that night was you seemed to be real comfortable striking and then just kind of standing your ground and just like staying right in front of her. You didn't seem to move too much. Was that something that you had worked on? Is that something that you didn't notice, or?
Well, I do believe that I'm more comfortable striking just because I've been doing Muay Thai fights and I came to CSK, to get better at my stand-up.
So you felt a lot more comfortable just kind of standing in front of her and just kind of picking your shots at will?
Yeah, finding my range, not trying to be desperate, not looking for a big shot, but...
Overreach, extend yourself and stuff, yeah. That makes sense. And you were doing a pretty good job of that. You seemed to just kind of land them at will. She didn't really seem to have too much of an answer for you. She was kind of moving, trying to avoid less counter-striking, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, she was counter-striking, and I was working on cutting her off. Well, that just happened naturally because, I do that in training.
You just kind of cut off the ring from them.
Yeah, it wasn't something I worked for.
So, have you heard any word on what you can expect next? What you've got a time frame at all? Are you still on, limbo mode?
Well, they do want me to fight at the next Fresno card.
So, like,
I'm still working out the details with my manager and coach to see, what we want to do for the future.
Mm-hmm.
But February 8th, we're looking at right now.
Okay, so it's going to boil down to finding the right opponent and stuff?
Yeah, finding, an opponent.
Yeah.
That's kind of, these days it's hard to hold on to one.
That's true. You get a lot of injuries. You got a lot of fighters that are already locked up with other organizations and stuff. It seems anybody that's associated with the UFC these days, they just, all of a sudden, they're locked up in a contract and no one can use them, which is a bummer because there's so many people that end up sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, originally I was supposed to fight somebody else for this card, and Darlene Haga came in last minute to fill in. So she had like a week or maybe two.
Just to kind of prepare for it. Yeah, and that happens sometimes. So are you going to...
It seems to be happening like most of my fights.
Yeah, kind of last-minute replacements. Yeah, that's kind of a disadvantage, but if it's something that you're constantly going through, it's just kind of whatever at that point. If almost every fight you have has to get a replacement fighter at the last minute, you're just kind of over it. You're just like, all right, whatever. I just want to punch someone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Last minute, at least I'm getting to fight. Because a lot of the times,
just get
we'll get to that point, and then I don't get to fight, and it's like starting all over again. Yeah,
that gets discouraging after a while. That's definitely, that'd be like getting all the way to like your second interview with an employer, and then you never hear back from them. Like that would get discouraging after a while. That makes sense. How was the weight cut? Did you have to do much weight cut for this fight?
Well, I did cut, let me see. I cut about 8 pounds. I only had to cut 5, but I cut a little bit extra.
Just so you could hydrate sooner. Yeah. You never know.
I wasn't, we had this protocol to go through, and I did the whole thing, and I ended up cutting more than I was supposed to, but then I had to.
Yeah, you got to be careful. So you don't really feel that you have to cut very much, and so it's never really a factor. You just kind of walk around your natural fight weight.
Yeah, well, I walk around 10 to 15 pounds over my fight weight.
So like at what are you fighting now, 25s?
Yeah, I'm walking around 25 right now. If I don't get a fight for a while, like I'll start going to like 130. I'll go to my mom's house and be like 132. Come back.
Mom will feed you. That's dangerous.
Yeah, she'll feed me.
Mom and grandma's. Yeah, well, it's that time of
snacking.
year. It's holidays. It's dangerous, man. You can't be around the parents on holiday time, do they cook?
Yeah, my mom's a really good cook, and my stepdad. So
See?
they'll be working together to make a really good feast,
Yeah, I
and
was
it's
gonna
hard
say-
to resist.
Yeah, that's why you're glad your next fight's not till February. So it's like, okay, you can enjoy the holidays, because if you were going to have a fight near the end of the year or near the beginning of the year, you'd be stuck on full camp mode. Like, you wouldn't be able to enjoy Christmas dinners. You wouldn't be able to enjoy New Year's. You're kind of saving yourself some fun time.
Yeah, a little bit, but I try to stay as low as possible, just so it's
Easier.
not a big.
Big cut. You don't want to have a lot of strain on your
struggle.
body. Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to struggle when it comes to weights, man. We've seen way too many people coming in overweight lately. Like, it's just been, I don't know if it's a problem with the new policies or if it's people just aren't having as much easy time cutting weight as much as they want. Like, for example, what is it? Jose Aldo this weekend is going to try to fight at 35. Like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of weight for him to drop. He had a hard time hitting 45. So to make 35s is going to be insane. I'm imagining he might actually come in overweight. I wouldn't be surprised if on weigh-in day they had that, But that sounds like something you've never had to have a problem with before. It seems like you're always kind of just right around where you need to be.
Actually, it is a big struggle.
Oh,
I used to fight
man.
at 105. I used to be like a fat kid.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, at heart, I want to eat all the time.
Oh, so you kind of
So I'm just constantly hungry, but
Yeah, well, you're probably
I see
you're working out all the time too. So yeah, you're going to be super hungry.
Yeah, training, but I see my sister struggling with it, and some of my other teammates. A lot of fighters go through that, with the temptation of
Food. You mean good food,
Mm.
salty food?
good food. Yeah, not bad stuff.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean,
I'm addicted to
you
certain
want to
things.
eat. I mean, like I used to have. I think one time I goofed up really bad. I think I was getting ready for a fight, and I was so hungry. I went home that night, and there was KFC in the fridge. Oh, I goofed up. I just ate it. I couldn't help it. I just ate it. I came in like 5 pounds heavier than the day before, and Pop was just like, "What did you do? What happened?" I was like, "Dude, bro, I ate some KFC." He was so pissed. He was so mad. But I still barely ever have to cut. Back then, it was like 45. I think I walked around at like 47. So the weight cuts weren't really that
Right.
bad until later in the career. I mean, now I think I weigh like 180 almost. Like, I think I'm the fat boy version of myself. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm the fat boy version of myself.
Well, I mean,
I will do it.
you don't live 180, but
I know. I
I'm sure you
know.
just
I think it's
your
all like,
muscle is
it's in my head.
gives me all the nutrients.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm lanky. That's what it is. It's all, my weight's all stretched out.
Yeah,
But,
well, that's a good thing.
So, hey, so did you see Overeem's lip this weekend?
Yeah, it was really
Dude,
gnarly.
yeah, that's when I tell people why I don't fight anymore, and they ask me, they go, "Why don't you fight anymore, dude?" And I'm just going to show them that picture. I'm just going to take Overeem's picture out of my pocket, and I was going to show him to him. I go, "That's why, right there. I don't want that anymore." So aside from
Yeah, well, nobody
MMA,
wants that, but
MMA, what else are you looking to compete in? Do you have any horizons for a kickboxing match? Have you thought about doing any competitive jiu-jitsu matches? What do you see? Or are you just going to focus strictly on MMA right now?
I have done kickboxing. I've not kickboxing. I've done Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm going to try to focus more on MMA right now just because I've got to get my record back to... I need to get it in the right place because I've lost a lot of fights.
You want to get it back
so
on
my record...
yeah, you want it back on the positive track so
Exactly.
you can promote yourself correctly and brand yourself. Yeah, that makes sense. It sounds like you got to kind of commit to just one sport at a time to really get yourself some traction is kind of how you're looking at it, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you, how many days a week are you training right now that you're in between fights? Have you teetered it down? Do you still just do every day?
I still train every day, not on Sundays, but I'll train maybe once,
At least once a day?
and then I'll drill at night.
Okay.
So it'll be like a heavier in the morning, and then in the evening it's lighter.
More
Like we'll
technique.
just drill. Yeah, more
So-
technique. Mainly doing jiu-jitsu right now,
Okay.
but I'll mix the striking in with the drilling and
Just to get the
Sit down.
simulation
Sometimes
down.
doing MMA.
Yeah, you got to drill where you can. So do you and Zoila get to spar regularly?
We do on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We'll get at least a round in.
Oh, at least around. You guys ever have sparring days where you've had arguments that day or prior that week?
Mainly physical arguments. Like I'm not really vocal. I'll internalize a lot of things.
So when you crack her really hard, she'll know you're upset at her for something?
Yeah, you could tell by like the way we're hitting each other how we're feeling that day. And then a lot of the times it escalates. Like
light sparring turns
hit
out
her a little bit harder than I wanted to, and then she'll hit me back hard with something. And then after a while, we're
kind of blasting on each other.
Going at it a little bit.
Yeah, I imagine.
Puffing and puffing.
Yeah, I imagine the coaches got to watch you guys a little extra sometimes when you guys are sparring and be like, "Are you two going to spar? Okay, we're going to have somebody watch you guys because we don't need you guys jacking each other up." So
yeah, when we first came to CSA, we weren't allowed to spar after our first sparring session just because we were hitting each other way too hard and it got way too emotional. So they're like, "You guys are not sparring each other anymore."
Yeah, that's not productive. That's just you two trying to kick each other's ass at that point. So
yeah, it's like, I'm winning. No, I'm winning.
I was going to say, that was going to be my next question was, do you guys always compete in all aspects of combat sport? Is there anything that you feel you have the advantage over her in? Like, oh, I think my wrestling's better than hers, or I think my ground game's better than hers, or, my striking. Like, where do you see any advantage, or do you even see any advantages compared to your sister when you guys get to spar and stuff?
Well, for anything, like my grappling is, higher than hers right now just because, she's coming off of knee injuries, two knee injuries where she had to take like a year off. So during that time when she's trying to heal, I'm in the gym, working on my grappling.
That's like the safest answer she could give.
Striking.
She's trying to not like get herself punched in the face by Zoila. I think that's what's happening. It's like the safest answer she could give. She's like, I had time to train. You don't want to just say, oh, I think I have the edge on this. I mean, it's okay. That's why we're here. I don't think Zoila will get too mad. I mean, if anything, she'll beat me up for asking. So.
No, well, in jiu-jitsu,
you've just had more activity in it.
Have an advantage right now.
Yeah, it's jiu-jitsu in this day and age is like cursive writing. It's a perishable skill. If you're not, doing it regularly, you can kind of miss a beat. So I can see that with a knee injury, seeing how you have more mat time than her right now, where you can see like you would excel a little bit. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, and she was doing like kickboxing matches, and even when I was training for my kickboxing, I was still really consistent on grappling and making sure to go to MMA. Because, I mean, you're going to fight MMA again eventually. Mm-hmm. And, like, the competition is getting so high, it's like you have to be on it or else.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to...
If you're having a bad day with your wrestling or something, some dude's just going to take you down and you're not going to get you're going to lose a decision or something. No, it happens. I could totally see how you'd want to be consistently just active. You got to be consistently active. So, well, that makes sense. If you weren't fighting, what do you think you'd be doing?
If I wasn't fighting, I would be thinking of doing some things in theater.
Like Broadway
maybe
theater?
Do some audition.
Acting.
Yeah, I used to do musicals and plays. I was stuck in Midsummer Night's Dream.
Okay. See? Yeah, well, KP, you got KP's attention now. KP's all about acting and LA and auditions and the hustle of the shoot and all that stuff. You got KP's attention.
It was funny because I did Puck twice.
Oh, see? Did Puck twice. There you go. So now he would definitely draw you in the right direction. But, well, that sounds fun. That sounds like something you can have a passion about. Is it something you've always wanted to do, or is it just recent?
No, I've always wanted to do that. Ever since I was, a little girl growing up. I was kind of the invisible one, so I had to entertain myself. Mm-hmm. And the way that I would do that, I would, recite lines from movies. I would do like made up theater.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
Once I took my first drama class, like I fell in love with it.
Well, So you'd have a passion for it for a while then. It's just something you haven't had the time to like actively pursue.
Yeah, I mean, when I started doing classes in college, it wasn't what I expected. Like, it kind of turned me off a little bit, you know, getting graded on.
Mm-hmm. On like
graded
an art.
on it.
Yeah.
And
like,
that was around the time I started training and fighting, and I had fought already, and I just started seeing fighting as another stage to perform on.
yeah.
But, you know, it was kind of live, like improv.
Yeah.
But
It's fighting is definitely extreme improv. That is a perfect way of describing fighting. It is extreme improv.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to coin that one, guys. It's extreme improv. That is, she said it, but that's mine now. I'm stealing that. That's ours. No, but that's good. Then I would say, you know, you can, in between fights, you can always try, you know, throw an audition in there now and then. I mean, you're in what, you're down in what, Dublin, right?
Yeah, I'm in Dublin right now.
Yeah, so you're kind of close to LA. You could throw a theater audition in there now and then. Go get some headshots done. You know, just try not to pick a day when you have a black eye or anything, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what role I'm going for, that might be an advantage. And
Yeah,
I did
that's
do some
true.
acting courses.
You show up for some stunt work.
I do acting courses for off tempo.
Mhm.
They do an acting course for gun training.
Oh,
so they'll
okay,
teach
cool.
you how to manipulate a gun for acting.
For
and
acting,
then they'll
yeah.
do some course. Yeah, they'll do some scenes with
That's
the gun,
cool.
and you know, you're yelling at the bad guy, you're like, get on the ground. And you know, you're
Why do I
putting
feel like I
handcuffs
could
on him
see
with
that? I could see you and Zoila totally doing that. That seems way too much fun for you guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just pretending.
Yeah, no, for sure. I imagine, have you ever done airsoft gun? Have you guys ever done that before?
Airsoft?
Yeah, airsoft. Kind of like paintball,
Like-
but with like pellets.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We've done, what do you call it? It's like a stress shoot where it was with a SWAT.
Oh, okay.
These guys in Livermore, and they said they do scenarios in a building, and, you know, we're the bad guy. So the cops will come in and they'll clear the rooms, and, you know, you're trying to get a good shot, but they're so good at their job that they'll shoot you right away.
They light you up,
and just
yeah.
bust you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They were using you guys as target practice. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Well, that's pretty cool that you got the interest in theater. So you've always got that you can always start to pursue too once you kind of expand out, start branding yourself. Speaking of branding, who did you want to take a chance to thank? Like, who helped you on this last Combate fight? Who helped you get ready? Any main sponsors you wanted to go and take care of while you're on here?
Oh yeah, well, but Darren Wariyama is my MMA coach. You know, he helped me put everything together for my striking. He taught me how to wrestle. I mean, I hated wrestling, but you know, he got me to start to like it.
Yeah, you
he
got
made
it.
me good at it, and then I started, you know, liking it. He gave me my purple, brown, and my black belt.
Nice.
So first, you know, I like to thank him for all of his help and supporting me.
No, yeah, Darren's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he's a real big fan of you too.
Yeah, no, I love the
about
guy.
your triangle game.
Yeah, that's why when I saw you going for it again, I was super jazzed. I was like, she's gonna choke this chick. I was super jazzed for it. No, I love watching people triangle people. Nobody ever sees it coming, and they just get spidered up, and that's it.
Yeah, you're like, hit me. Oh, there we go.
Yep, that's it. That's all it takes, man. But yeah, so Darren's been your main MMA coach, and I imagine you have striking coaches that are separate.
Yeah, well, Kieran is my head coach. He got me and my sister to start coming here from Ohio, and then we started a whole new life here. You know, he helped us set up all of our, you know, like where we're gonna live and everything. Like we live and stayed at his house, just you know, so we can get
situated.
So we can get situated. We must have moved like 6 6-7 times since we've been here.
Oh, dang.
Just because everything's so expensive. But, you know, he helped us with getting fights, training. He used to write out our schedule, like 9 o'clock, you're going to do conditioning, 11 o'clock, kickboxing,
Structure.
you know, wrestling. And, yeah, he was just putting out a whole schedule, like, day by day, you know, send it to us. Because when we're starting out, we don't really know.
Yeah, you're kind of
what
lost.
we should be doing.
Yeah, you're just kind of out in the sea swimming. Like, you know how to swim, but you're not quite sure which direction to start swimming in yet. Like, yeah, I can see that. You think that
So
yeah, go ahead.
he practically just wrote out everything that we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first got here, like, how on earth are we going to train that many hours in a day?
There's
Like, it
only
was really
24
hard
hours.
to get acclimated to such a big training day, but I mean, we got used to it. And
Now it's just the norm for
now
you.
now we're just, you know, doing that, and then, but he doesn't have to, like, tell us what to do anymore because we know what to do.
Yeah, you kind
So
of know
we
what's expected of you guys with your time there and stuff. Like, don't sit there and gossip. Get your hands wrapped. Let's go. Like, well, people all the time do that. You ask people, be like, oh, how many hours a day do you train? And they'd be like, oh, I train like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. And it's like, what they don't tell you is that like 30 minutes of that of them sitting around, flapping their lips, wrapping their hands. Then like another 15, 20 minutes of that is warming up and getting set. And I was like, so realistically, they work out like an hour and a half, you know, 2 hours maybe. Like, they spend most of the time bullshitting. So it's hard to keep to a structured schedule when it comes to like long days of training.
Yeah, for sure. You know, but like, we don't really need, you know, someone to tell us to train because,
Well, yeah, now you want
you know,
to.
we're in there to train. Yeah,
Yeah.
now we want to.
Yeah, that's the difference. Is before you're just learning how to do it. Now you're doing it because you want to. There's a significant difference of knowing how to do it and when you want it.
Yeah, before it's really easy to get distracted, so you do everything but training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
hell yeah, super
once
easy to
you
get
get good
distracted.
at it, you're like, okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah, you start building a rhythm. You start building a habit and a routine out of it. You start to get excited for it. Yeah, that's called a passion, Steph. That means you have a passion for it still.
Oh,
She's like, that's what that's
I know
called.
there was a word.
Yeah, no, you still have a passion for it. Yeah, the sport hasn't dimmed your light yet. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? It's okay though. Do you feel that how do I word this? It's going to be like a pay rate question. Do you feel that current women's MMA, even in the farm leagues, is starting to improve? I know you haven't been in it for a super long time as far as the MMA goes, but with your time in it, do you see that the pay scale has kind of improved at all? Do you feel it's where it should be? Do you think it's a little lower than it should be?
I mean, it's getting better, but it is lower than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who am I to say what it should be? But it is significantly lower
You just gotta get more household names
than most guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people brought up the point when they brought up the discussion about the men's soccer team versus the women's soccer team, and there was a massive discrepancy between the two pay rates. But then they just kept pointing out the ratings. They were like, you just got to look at the numbers. Like, the men's soccer team brings these many numbers in, the women's bring these. If you compare the two numbers versus what they get paid versus what they bring in, then the balance is there. But there's a big discrepancy, and it always boils down to numbers. So you're just going to have to go out there and start smacking people's skulls open, is what I'm thinking. You're going to start dropping some elbows.
Yeah.
You're going to have to see some skull. You're just going to have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to be at the top to get anything that what you should be getting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
you're going to have to
what we saw was
show something flashy.
Overeem was making like what, 300 and something thousand for that fight this weekend, and his opponent only made like 36,000, and that was with the win. So the discrepancies are,
man.
yeah, I know, right? But I mean, that tells you how long Overeem's been, with the UFC to be pulling those kind of numbers, because you have to just keep if they renew your contract, you obviously have value, and every time they renew your contract, your bid goes up. So it makes sense when you really look at the numbers.
Yeah, and if you have someone to help manage and negotiate those
correctly.
types of numbers.
Yeah, to negotiate for you so you're not invested, because fighters, I like the idea of fighters negotiating their own purses, but sometimes fighters will overvalue or overinflate their self-worth, and they'll end up asking for like way too much. You just got to understand your market. So, hey, did they tell you if you're going to get to go check out the Stockton show this weekend or this Friday night for the Combate show? They're going to bring you out there, show you off a little?
Yeah, well, I'm going with Zoila. So they're going to show her off, and I'm just going to just hang out.
Just hang out. No, you got to go out there.
Be the psychic.
No, you're not out there to play sidekick status. No, you got to go out there and play. Aren't you Zoila's sister? No, I'm Stephanie. That's who I am. You're going to go out there and you're going to tell me like, yeah, I'm a badass too. You got to make sure they know about you, girl. But that's good though. You get to go up there. They're going to bring you guys up there and take care of you. You like fighting for Combate? I know you fought for a couple different organizations over your time in different sports and stuff. You feel really happy with the way they're treating you guys?
Yeah, I really like Combate. They treat their fighters a lot better than most organizations.
That's what I've heard. I've heard the consensus on that.
My first fight with them, I mean, you know, they gave my parents front row seats.
Mm-hmm.
My mom got to go in the cage. She's never been in a cage before after a fight.
Nice.
And my first fight with them, she got to come in the cage, you know, give me a hug.
Oh, nice.
And it was a really good experience.
Oh, yeah, I bet that was a great experience for her. That's one of those once-in-a-lifetime type experiences for a mom to experience with their daughter. That's a huge moment.
Yeah, they're really good.
Cool. So we've got February 8th is what we're targeting. That's when we're hoping we'll see you in the Combate cage next, right? That's what we're looking at right now, provided they can find you an opponent in a relatively fair amount of time.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. You know, but with these things, nothing is
solid. Nothing's in stone kind of thing. Yeah. Well, girl, all right. So before
but you have to act like it is.
You have to. You always have to. You have to train that way. Otherwise, you're going to come up short when it is fight time. So before we go, we're going to rack your brain a little bit before we let you go, okay? I'm going to do a little lightning with you. So UFC 245. Yeah, UFC 245 this weekend. We want to hear some of your picks. So you've got Covington versus Usman is the main event this weekend. Who are you going with?
Wait.
Nah.
I'm really bad. I'm really bad
with following fighters.
With fighters.
Man,
with fighters.
Girl, you got to get on there. Don't let Colby hear that. If Colby heard that, he'd be very confused. He'd be so sad. So
was that the one that's like all Trump?
Yeah, that would be the easiest way to explain. Yeah, Colby. Yeah, he's the very, very openly pro-Trump fighter. Yeah.
I know what my parents are going for.
Okay, so you're gonna go with that one. Okay, so you're gonna go with Usman on that one. Is that what we're saying? We're gonna go with Colby.
I don't know.
Oh man. Okay, I'll give you a pass on that one. You know who Max Holloway is, right?
Who?
Max Holloway. You know who that is, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he's fighting this week, and he's fighting Volkanovski. Where you wanna go? You wanna go Max on that one?
Okay, just because I don't know what you said, the second one.
Alexander Volkan. Yeah, I haven't heard the name yet either. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, Alexander Volkanovski. I'm probably butchering your name,
okay,
Alex.
I'll go with Max Holloway.
Okay, and then Amanda Nunes is fighting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's fighting. Was it Germaine de Ramondi or Rendami? Is that how you pronounce her name? Yeah, so she's fighting. So who are you going with on that one? I got Nunes. Chick's got hands.
Yeah, I like Amanda. But the other one, Jermaine used to train at DSA.
Oh, okay.
A long time ago.
Oh, okay, so you have a little personal experience as far as her fighting background.
Yeah.
Okay.
We trained with her one time at AKA, like before we came to CSA.
Oh, okay. Well, she was at CSA while you guys were up there.
My sister broke her toe that day. I don't know if she was going with her or she was going with another CSA girl.
Broke her toe. All right. Well, that's a fun training.
Yeah, she broke her toe wrestling.
Oh, wow. That makes sense. Yeah. I can totally see that. You push off and you stick and you twist it. That makes sense. All right. Well,
it was on the wall.
On the wall? How do you break your toe on the wall?
I don't know. I think she was sliding back
Oh, okay. Now, okay, your foot gets flattened out and you can shove it into the wall. Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, the last one I'm going to pick your brain on. Okay, so Peter Yan versus Uriah Faber. Who are you going with on that one?
Uriah fighting?
Dude, she sounded super surprised. See what I mean? Dude, Uriah, I'm telling you, people get all squirrely pants when you fight, bro. Like, they love it. I'm telling them. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yes, Faber is fighting this weekend.
Uriah, of course.
Okay, so you're going with Uriah, I imagine, on this one then.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you got Stephanie's picks, guys. You got her picks. They weren't all. She didn't seem too knowledgeable on all of them, but we're gonna give her a pass on that. So let's see. So
do I get money if any of them win?
I will give you a personal high five. How about that?
Oh, okay.
That's the best I can offer, girl. I'm on a teacher's salary now. That's the best I can offer. Cool. So anything else you want to shout out before you leave? Any sponsors or anything you want to give some attention to that have been taking care of you before we let you go?
Yeah. Triumph United, they sponsor me all my gear.
Mm-hmm.
With Hans and Jesse Jets. You know, they get me situated so I have all the stuff I need for training.
Mm-hmm.
Kyla Sports works with like my muscles and stuff, or if I have any injuries.
Mm-hmm. Some rehab.
You know, after or before my fight. Fieldcraft, they sponsor me like, you know, running and gunning stuff, and they give me 3 courses. Also, off tempo, they also, you know, sponsor me 3 courses, and they're the ones that do the acting course.
For the movie stunt stuff, yeah.
Yeah. CSA, of course, the gym that I train out of.
Of course.
They have all the people I train with, and you know, my teammates are out here. They gave me a job to teach kids Muay Thai and work the contest.
That's fun.
Like that.
That's got some purpose.
And FTCC, they have so many good guys there with the grappling and so many high belts, black,
keep your
brown,
ground game
purple.
up.
Yeah, they keep my ground game really strong. And go to chat service. My mom's.
Hi, you guys. I was gonna make sure you mentioned mom. 'Cause if you didn't mention mom, I was gonna save you. I wasn't gonna let you go without mentioning mom. She'll throw a chonkle at you, man. You gotta be careful. Social media. How can they follow you? How can they know what's happening next for Stephanie Frausto? How can they follow you and know?
Well, my Instagram is at Stepha_knee. So at Stephanie.
Okay.
And I have a Facebook page, Stephanie Frausto.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah, that was easy. I mean, there's more than one Stephanie Frausto, but it's the one with the girl with MMA gloves.
Right.
And I'm punching
helps narrow
with
it
the
down.
American flag behind me.
Nice. All right, girl. Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your day and your vacation time. Thanks for coming on, sharing some stories with us and some of your experience and stuff. And then, anything else you want to say before we let you go?
I think that's it.
I threw her for a loop,
If I
man.
forgot anybody, any of my sponsors, I'm really sorry.
Oh, yeah, dude.
ESS1, too. They do the night vision stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're
She
sponsoring me as
stuck
well.
them in there on the end. All right, Steph. Well, we appreciate you coming on and have fun training. And let us know when you really lock in that February card so we can kind of get you on again and announce it, or at least know who your opponent is, yeah?
Okay.
All right, girl. Have a good night. Thanks for calling.
Oh, and thank you, Cole.
Totally,
for
anytime.
giving me this interview.
Hey, no, anytime. We love it. We love having you guys on. It's a good time. You get to come on, hang out with us. Trust me, you're doing me a favor. We love having you guys on.
All right, thank you.
All right, see ya. So yeah, that is her picks. I don't know. We're gonna work on your MMA knowledge, girl. We're gonna bring you up from here. We're gonna bring you up. That's where you need to be. So we're gonna. But real quick, guys, before we let you go, I'm gonna let you know on my picks real quick. I've got Usman I'm thinking he's going to finish Colby. I got Max Holloway all day. That's all, just Holloway all day on that one, baby. He's hungry. He's getting ready. Amanda Nunes, she's got hands like concrete cinder blocks. I know the chick hits so hard, dude. I wouldn't want to get punched by her. Marlon Moraes versus Jose Aldo. This is going to be Aldo's first outing at 35, I think. His first up, dude, he couldn't have picked a harder fucking guy to go at 35 for the first. Damn, Dana, you ain't doing him no fucking favors, man. Give the guy like a gimme, something.
He's like 22, 6-1.
Dude, yeah, like let him get his feet wet at 35, bro. Like it's like when Shelby called me up, like, you can fight a dude like 28 and 1. He's lost once. You want in? Yeah, I was like, okay, sure, why not? But I'm gonna go with Morales on that one. I'm going with Marilyn Moraes on this one. Sorry, Bingo, didn't mean to butcher your name, but Moraes, I'm going with that one. I think 135 is gonna be too much of a push for Jose. I think he's gonna be weak. Peter Yan and Faber, dude. Faber all day. He's on the comeback. Like I said, perfect time for him to run for the gold, guys. That's what I think he's going to do on that one. Other than that, UFC 245 fights this weekend, guys. Combate Stockton, the Friday night. Weigh-ins will be tomorrow if you guys are in the area. Check it out. Go on the website. It'll show you where weigh-ins are going to be. It'll tell you what time to be at the arena Friday night as well. Other than that, KP, anything I'm missing, man?
You know, actually, you can watch the weighted on Facebook. Combate does all that stuff too. So
there you go, guys. You want to catch the weigh-ins, get a little pre-fight excitement going on. Combate's got a good program. They got entertainment value. They've got good fighters. They're building a roster. Yeah, that's it. So Stockton, if you're in that area, guys, go check it out. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till February when they come back to Fresno, guys. Other than that, that's it, guys. I'm Cole running the solo night for the Fighter's Voice. Remember, every fighter has a voice, and so do you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Check the YouTube, subscribe. Peace out, guys. Thumbs up for Richie.
Get well, Rich.
Get well, Rich. Feel better, amigo.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week. Remember, it's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, the special guests, and all the crew right here.